Hello and welcome to the 2023 Heart of America Athletic Conference Men's Volleyball Media Day. My name is Jillian Carroll. I'll be your host today, and I am joined now with Clarke University head coach Ellie Kosick and also with senior middle hitter Steven Lewandowski. Thank you so much for your time. Happy New Year. How are we doing today? Coach, how's it going?
Doing great. Excited for what the new year is going to bring, and
Good.
first day back on campus for a lot of us coaches. So excited to be back.
Excellent. And Steven, New Year okay on you? Doing all right?
Yeah, excited for the fresh start and excited to get back on campus, get things rolling again.
Excellent. Well, Ellie, we're going to come to you if you don't mind kind of sharing with us a little bit about Steven and his important role on your team this year.
Absolutely. We are super excited to have Steven on today, but also Steven has been a really key person for us this last year and going into this year. He's been through a lot in his 4 years here, but this year he was pretty unanimously nominated to be a captain for our program. The guys really look up to him, both for his physical leadership and his just guidance as upperclassman on our team. He's got a lot of good things to share, good insight. He likes taking guys, aside under his wings, talking, just encouraging, giving good direction. So he has, the best in mind for our whole program, and that's exactly what we want in a leader. So we're really glad to have him on the floor for his physical presence and ability, but just for who he is as a person too. He's been awesome to have.
Very cool. And Steven, a little bit about you. We want to get to know you a little bit about where you're from and what you're studying at Clarke.
Sure. Well, I'm from Rockford, Illinois. Pretty decent sized Midwest town. And then I'm studying communications for my major at Clarke, and then I'm also minoring in business and psychology.
Awesome. And your volleyball journey, a little bit about how long you've been playing and maybe what life looks like after volleyball at Clarke.
Yeah, so I think the first time I ever played like group volleyball was fifth grade, and like fifth, sixth, seventh grade is kind of like, just something to do. And then I didn't really want to play eighth grade because I was more into like bowling and basketball at the time. And then my freshman year of high school, my friend was like, "Hey, you should try out for the team. Like, you're pretty tall. You'll probably end up making it." And come to find out, I was the very last person to make that team. My coach told me it was between me and one other guy, and it was literally just like a coin flip. And let's see. Then I played all throughout high school. Played a year at club my senior year. Finally was able to fork together some money and play. And now I've been playing for the past 4 years at Clarke, 4 years or so at Clarke, and it's been going well.
Yeah. And, going from a kid who maybe doesn't want to play, wants to play, his friend influenced him. Now you're playing on a team in one of the most difficult conferences probably in our area, right? Maybe even beyond. What's that mean for you as far as like just the level of difficulty and the level of success you've had so far?
It's kind of surreal at times to just like knowing where I've come from and everything. It's not like a big volleyball area where I come from. It's definitely more new where I'm from. So just now being at the level I'm at, being able to compete with other players, at the same level, and some who are maybe better, some who are maybe not as good, but it's just really cool to be able to kind of have that camaraderie just in that shared love of the sport.
Yeah, so cool. And coach, for you, your fourth season as the head men's volleyball coach at Clarke, what does that mean to you, walking into fourth season? And then also just how excited are you for your coaching staff, for yourself, for just everything that's on the horizon for 2023?
Absolutely. This role, I think, means a lot to me. In general, Clarke is my alma mater. So to get my coaching career start here has been really special. But then, I kind of inherited our senior class. They were recruited by the previous coach, but they have been really influential players on our team. So then to have Steven here and just leading the team the way he has been, it's been impactful, not just for the team, but for me. I've really appreciated him and some of our other guys, leadership qualities over these last couple of years. And we've learned a lot about each other. So that's been really cool. And to be able to work together, to move into what's to come. So, in talking about going into our 4th year, this is probably the most normal feeling year for myself. My, career as a head coach started in 2019 and was quickly, impacted by a worldwide pandemic. So I, was not only coaching men for the first time, I was only 3 years into my collegiate coaching career, and, dealing with lots of things that none of us in the whole world had ever encountered before. Right. So needless to say, this 4th year has been a little bit of a breath of fresh air for just kind of what maybe the volleyball world at the collegiate level as a head coach should feel like. So, in that realm, that's been really nice. And then to enter into this season, we're just really excited about the talent that we have. We have the ability to have a heavier upperclassmen class for the first, year, really, to have juniors and seniors that have gone through the program with myself as the coach now, and just really doing a great job of, leading and guiding some of our younger guys and progressing us in the direction that we want to be. You said yourself, this is probably one of the best, if not one of the best NAIA conference in the country, with 6 teams in our conference, being in the top 15 to 25 teams. So, we have a lot of work to do here at Clarke University to make, our name, be posted in one of those polls. But I think we've got a great group who's determined and really excited about knocking off some great competition this season.
That's awesome. How would you say preseason went for semester, and how would you say the team is feeling and, about to start season? So what's the vibe right now?
Yeah. So we did some really awesome things through the fall. We had some play dates where, we really like to intermix our group early and just see how are they going to meld together, who's going to function well with who, who's going to step up and be vocal, who's going to, be a leader from the sidelines, who's going to do what, essentially. So that was fun to see this fall and just kind of watch them kind of come into their own, figuring out their roles within the program, or their roles within their specific positions. That's been really fun to just watch develop through the fall. And then as we're about to enter into our preseason here, we're going to have a heavy week of 2 days here coming up and just shaking off some rust and making sure we're back in shape. But, this will be our first season too, where Clarke and a lot of other programs in our conference are starting a varsity reserve program as well, which I think is really going to create a unique dynamic across all the teams in our conference, with competitive levels in our gym, not just against other teams, but against each other, and working towards earning playing time and roles within, that varsity program or that varsity reserve program. So, a large number of the teams in the conference are going to be doing the same thing. So we're excited to see all of our guys step on the floor in whatever capacity they're going to this season. And for all the other teams across the conference too. So once they get back here, we've had some great competition through the fall. I'd say, Steven can probably agree that, some of our scrimmages have, they've been battles in our gym, which hasn't always been that way these last couple of years. There was even a season where we couldn't even scrimmage because we didn't have enough people on our team. So needless to say, we've come a long ways, but we're excited about what is to come with the people and the production of what we've worked on through the fall. So
very cool. It sounds like you guys have some fun things coming.
Absolutely.
Steven, what are you most excited about as far as your senior year goes, stepping into that? I don't know if it's the two-a-days that your coach just talked about, or
Yeah.
and maybe some of the teammates that you're really excited to play with again this year.
Absolutely. of course, I'm happy to have, all the guys back. I think everyone brings something unique to the table, whether it's skill, attitude, energy. Everyone's got something to bring to the table. So I'm really just excited to have everyone back. And I think going off energy, I think we have a really good youthful energy going throughout the team. And I think that's been driving a lot of our competitive nature as young men. So I think that'll translate well as it did in the preseason to the actual season.
Yeah, very cool. Do you have any personal goals for yourself this year?
Yeah. Well, I want to have a over 500 record as goal number one, and then I guess personally, well, we're shooting for first team this year. I got second team last year, going for first team.
Yeah, amazing. How about as far as the team goes in your leadership role in your senior year? What are you really looking to do?
Yeah, I'm really just looking to be kind of the motivator.
Yeah.
Because we lost two great leaders last year with, Mike and Tez both graduating. They were two really key, influential, just parts of the culture, really. So I'm really just looking forward to making my mark on the culture and seeing how I can affect our team, bringing them to the next level.
Very cool. So much about your team is the chemistry and really your relationship off the court. So talk to me a little bit about your team off the court, maybe some things you do on campus or in the community that you feel benefits your play.
Yeah. Well, I feel at the end of the day, we're all athletes, not just volleyball players. So we definitely like to play basketball every now and again, keep that, competitive nature going, as well as staying active and whatnot.
Yeah.
Aside from that, we're young men. We like to play our video games, play video games, hang out, watch shows with each other, just crack jokes and whatnot, just normal teenage to 20-year-old men stuff.
Sure. How does the community in Dubuque support the volleyball program? And this could probably be for Stephen, you, and also coach.
Yeah. So we get a lot of alumni coming in who will support, as well as parents, especially for home games. I feel like we get a lot of parents who come in. The dining hall staff will come in, watch our games and everything. So I feel like we have a really strong base of people, just even at Clarke, not even just Dubuque, who want to come and support us and see us succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I echo what he said. Clarke has done a nice job of being present at our volleyball games. I think they're just a fun group. There's nothing like being at a men's volleyball game. They're just fun. It's a really fun atmosphere. And, Stephen talked about the camaraderie, even like across the net, because the culture of men's volleyball is just different than a lot of other sports. So it's just a really fun environment to be around. So we do have a lot of people who enjoy coming to watch our matches. But, we, talking about community involvement, we partner with a lot of businesses in town for a fundraiser in our fall semester because we patron them a lot, whether it's food or, we use a few yoga studios in town for either hot yoga, or we actually bi-yearly go to a goat yoga facility or studio. And, she really has enjoyed, some of our other teams after they saw us do it, started going there as well. So, those kinds of relationships in the community have been really fun to build because they like seeing, athletes from the colleges come in and, even one of our guys at the fundraiser this year won a free month of yoga. So now he's like going there to just get in some of his own sessions. But, those relationships in the community have been fun to build too, because now, we get a little bit of financial backing from some here and there, but also just the vocal support, or the food sustenance that places provide us, And now they recognize our faces and who we are. So that's been fun. In addition to community service, this year we got to serve the Knights of Columbus building, one of them here in town, and actually learned that this is probably one of the last times we've been there once before, that we'll clean that building because it's going to be turned into something else. And so that was really the gentleman who runs the Knights of Columbus facility was very emotional about us coming to help him because that building's meant a lot to him. So then to have the help, because he had some physical disabilities that he couldn't maintain the building all by himself. So he was just so thankful to the guys, and they did a great job too. You know, they come and they work hard and they sing, they dance, they crack jokes while they're cleaning, and that's always fun to just witness and be a part of too. And then to hear the thankfulness from the community members as well. It's heartwarming as a coach. So
yeah,
a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Well, very cool to hear just how the program is shaping up this year. So Stephen, wishing you the best of luck. Coach as well, best of luck to you. Before we wrap up, I have one question for you, Coach, that we're asking every coach in the conference this year. And it is simply just what comes to mind when you hear Heart of America Athletic Conference men's volleyball?
I think I said it once already, but the best men's volleyball conference in the NAIA. I use that, you know, in lots of conversation when talking about the Heart of America with really anybody. It's easy to see, you know, in any preseason poll, current season poll, our conference is consistently showing up. And so to play in this conference is it's a privilege and it's exciting because the competitive nature of everyone who comes here is high. You're going to have a really high level game of volleyball being played on your court, no matter what team is on the other side of the net. And that's an exciting thing for our athletes to experience as well as be a part of as a coach. So that's definitely what comes to mind right away is best men's volleyball NAIA conference in the country.
Awesome. Well, Stephen and Coach, we wish you the best. Stephen, senior year, it's going to be great. Best of luck to you. Thank you so much for your time and just good luck in 2023.
Thanks, awesome. Jillian. We appreciate it.